YouTube fan community, Gene Pitney fans, random people on the internet, my name is Giggens, and we are here today to talk about Gene Pitney's album, She's a Heartbreaker, released in 1968. A fantastic album from a fantastic career. Gene Pitney is definitely, I would say these days, pretty overlooked, but I mean, back in the day, he was a huge star. And the cool thing about his career is that he did everything. You know, he never really locked himself into one thing. He was good at doing a lot of things. He was a multi-instrumentalist. He could play a lot of instruments. He did a lot of different albums. He put out pop stuff, rock stuff, country albums with George Jones. Like, he was all over the map. And even up until the last decade before he passed away, he was doing more contemporary stuff during his shows. He would sing Angels by Robbie Williams. Like, he was just aware of a good song being a good song. And this album for me is a lot of fun because you get to hear him do some of his soul stuff. And especially on the title track, She's a Heartbreaker. I mean, he just lets loose. In doing some YouTube research for this album, I found some really great videos from this era of Gene Pitney's career. They filmed a video for the title track in a London club, and it's just like the grooviest thing I've ever seen. Everyone's wearing their nice like shirts and pants, and they're dancing, having a good time. The song is just ripping around. It's a great track, but he also went on Beat Club in Germany and performed that song, Yours Until Tomorrow, and Somewhere in the Country from this album. So he was kind of all over the world. And by this point in his career, he was starting to slow down with touring. He was starting to have a family. He wanted to be home with his kids more and with his wife and not be on the road as much. So, I mean, this She's a Heartbreaker was his last top 40 hit single in the States anyway. Of the 60s, I should say. But he would come back on and off again throughout the next couple of decades. But just an amazing voice, an amazing career. Is someone that I think deserves way more recognition for the work that they did. A really talented guy. And this album has been a lot of fun to listen to. Just as a sidetrack, for those who don't know, Gene Pitney wrote He's a Rebel, pretty amazing song, and also Hello Mary Lou. He did some really successful albums in Spain and Italy. I mean, this guy was super talented. Anyway, the album opens up with She's a Heartbreaker, and it's a fantastic track. It sounds like if Junior Walker was recording a track and Gene got to sing on top of it. He just lets loose. That soulful rawness in his voice is like, wow, the guy who's saying it hurts to be in love, he can do that? Really cool. Again, talented guy, but I mean, this song is full of all the Sakatumis and out of sights you can ever want. It's just punchy drums, everything flows together, the horns and the strings. It's a hell of a track. So if you're going to hear one song from the album, at least make it the title track. It's something you'll get stuck in your head over and over again. The next song, Hate. This is a really interesting song for such a bizarre title. It's about how you hate being away from someone and you hate missing the things that you miss about that person. Gene's right in the pocket on this one. Very cool breaks, sliding strings all over this thing. This song should have been a massive hit for him. His version here is absolutely fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, count the days. This song is also very cool. Nice reverb on the drums here. Nice bass. The shouting background vocals. It's a calm, chill groover until it doesn't want to be. Just nice on the ears. A song about counting the days so you're back with your love again. Run, Run, Roadrunner. This is an interesting moment. This is definitely more of a ballady song for you would think the song called Roadrunner would be this rockin', rip-roaring time, but it's just kind of a chill track. Definitely him to give him time to breathe and, you know, give a nice little moment to sing. Small Town, Big Town is next, and I love the bluesy harmonica all over this thing. And the dryness in the verses and the production is fantastic, but great bass and string section, very cool, smoky song, filled with optimism and hope for the future, and forging through, knowing you can get through anything. It says V. Poncia on the back, so I'm guessing Vinnie Poncia wrote that one of Vinnie Poncia fame. Side 2 opens up with one of the best songs he ever did, Yours Until Tomorrow by Goffin and King. His version here is just unbelievable. It's bombastic. That chorus is amazing. The syrupy strings, excellent background vocals, the horns in the right places. This should have been a massive hit for him as well. Easily in the top 40. I mean, this could have been a big song for him. This is also one to check out. Yours Until Tomorrow. Check that one out too. Somewhere in the Country follows that up. And I love the constant build-up throughout this one. The chimes are a nice addition. Gene's sweet emotion on this just hits in the right spots. It's a nice calming song. Love Grows follows that. Big soaring vocal chorus. Definitely an exercise in singing and control and You know, he had such an amazing control and articulation in his voice, and this track definitely shows that. Heaven Held is after that. Nice slow one with big orchestration and group vocals. And the last song on the album, I really enjoy this one. It's called If I Only Had Time. It's exactly what it's about. If I had time to do this or do that, you know, how would you do it? You know, what would you do with it? But it's patient until those big buildups, and it just lets loose. If there's one thing he was really great at, it was that sort of build up momentum and then just let it out. He had such a range and a soaring vocal. Excellent, excellent voice. Love that back cover too. Just classic black and white picture of the 60s. Song titles with the information. This album, most of it was produced by Charlie Fox of Inez and Fox fame. They had joined Music Core Records in 1966, so I guess they were all working together. But Charlie Fox also wrote a bunch of these songs. He co-wrote She's a Heartbreaker and a handful of other ones on here, so they were working pretty closely, it looks like, making this record, which is really cool. Very simple, plain inner sleeve, very simple labels, but the record's in gorgeous shape, that old school Music Core label. And it's funny, there's 0 credits on the label itself. Everything's on the back cover. I remember taking the record out for the first time being like, who the hell wrote anything on here? But yeah, the record itself is in gorgeous condition. It still has a shrink wrap on it, as you can see. It's all shiny there. The cover is just unbelievable. It's such a cool album cover. Love that thing. So yeah, I mean, for those who aren't aware of Gene Pitney, you'll know some of his big hits. Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, you know, It Hurts to Be in Love, Only Love Can Break a Heart, etc., etc. There's a lot more songs that he did, but this album is really fun because you get to hear him sort of branch out into more genres and styles, especially with that soul genre. His voice works so well in that genre. So that's what's missing for me on this album. I wish there were more songs like that. I do like the ballads. He was an amazing ballad singer, but I would love to hear more of that rockin' soulful voice that you get on the title track, because that's, for me, my favorite song on the album. And then Yours Until Tomorrow is my other favorite. And Hate, that's a good one too. So, I mean, and Somewhere in the Country is good. There's a lot of great songs on this album, but yeah. So for me, this is probably a 7 or 8 out of 10. I love it, but I wish there was more of that soul rawness in his voice, because he was just so capable of doing so much. What a talented guy. So there you go. Gene Pitney, 7 or 8 out of 10. Yeah, that's it. My name is Giggens. This has been Gene Pitney. She's a Heartbreaker. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this album in the comments below, and we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.